What's up YouTube, I'm Guy, and on the channel today we are going to be checking out an Undone Urban Vintage. Now I'm asked on almost a weekly basis to check out watches from smaller manufacturers. Usually I just respectfully decline, but every once in a while something comes along that I really want to check out. Now, I am, of course, no stranger to Undone watches. They have been making the rounds on social media and YouTube over the last several weeks, maybe even months, honestly. So I've seen a lot of really favorable reviews on the watches already. When I eventually got the offer from Undone to review one of their watches, I wanted to know what was so special about these watches that made the majority of reviewers sing its praises. Well, I've gotten the Undone Urban Vintage in today. I've got it in my hands, and I have to say, I am really impressed. I can see what is exciting people so much about these watches. Before going any further, let me extend my thanks to Undone for sending me this sample watch for review. I greatly appreciate it. It's really nice to see a brand like Undone supporting the watch enthusiast community here on YouTube when so many other brands, major manufacturers in particular, just simply look the other way. So thank you, Undone, for sending me this watch for review, for sponsoring this video, and for supporting watch enthusiasts here on YouTube. I do greatly appreciate it. They did also share with me a 10% discount code to give to you guys. You'll find that code down in the description of this video, along with a link to Undone's website if you want to check them out. So what makes a $265 quartz watch so special? Well, it's by no means a perfect watch, but they did get a lot of things right. Before we get into the review of the watch itself, let me first cover a few important points about the Undone company and their founder. Every timepiece is made to order at Undone. Undone is a fully integrated operation doing everything internally from R&D, production and assembly, quality control, and order fulfillment. This gives a one-on-one experience with every timepiece that comes from Undone and goes directly to the customer. Michael Young, CEO and founder of the company, was well known in the watch community well before the inception of Undone watches. Known as the bracelet magician, Mr. Young is also with the company Classic Watch Repair and is renowned for his work on repairing and restoring watch bracelets. If you've ever spent any time on different online forums, you've no doubt seen someone ask the question, "Where should I go to get my Rolex Jubilee bracelet fixed?" Michael Young and Classic Watch Repair is always the first name that comes up. If you spend any time learning about Michael Young or watching some of the interview videos he's been featured in online, you'll also learn that he has a strong passion for horology and wristwatches. Now, I think his passion for the hobby we all love comes through in Undone, and it certainly lends to the credibility of the brand. This is a unique company. As you'll see, Undone watches are highly customizable. The end user can choose from a near limitless combination of designs. Next, their business model, a direct-to-consumer model. Finally, the enthusiasm that their CEO and founder, Mr. Young, has for the industry and the hobby is clear and infectious. This is a very unique company indeed, and I think I can see why so many people have been excited about this watch brand. As previously mentioned, Undone watches are highly customizable. When you visit their website, you're presented with an interface to select just about every aspect of the watch's appearance. Dials, the handset, case finish colorations, straps, just about everything can be specified by the end user. The experience of tinkering with the design tools is fun, but truth be told, I just selected one of the many excellent default designs for the watch that they sent me. The watch arrives in an unassuming cardboard outer box and is secured within a snap enclosure, denim-like inner box. The exterior of the box is labeled with Undone branding and has a date stamp with the day of purchase for your individual timepiece. Inside the box, you're greeted with a simple owner's manual, warranty card, and a vintage-inspired postcard-style advertisement. The watch rests nicely inside the case, and overall we have a rather simple and unassuming presentation. The Undone Urban Vintage has specs as follows. 40 millimeters in case diameter with a 20 millimeter lug width, an overall thickness of approximately 12.5 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug width from one extremity of the case to the other, or what I historically like to call the watch's wingspan, of 47.5 millimeters. The weight on this watch comes in on my scale at about 59 grams or 2.1 ounces. The case itself is of a 316L stainless steel, and you do have a signed undone crown at the 3 o'clock position. A genuine leather handmade strap with signed pin buckle is also included. This watch features 30 meters of water resistance. It has a domed hardened K1 crystal and features the VK61 Seiko Mecha Quartz flyback chronograph movement. In terms of fit and finish, the watch punches well above its weight class. The case is nicely done with a mix of brushed and polished surfaces. Overall, the case has a subdued, almost delicate profile. The lugs are minimal and unobtrusive. The case is on the thin side, at least for a chronograph, and the bezel is a fairly small, stepped bezel that doesn't distract from the attention of the dial. The first home run for me with this watch is the size and scale. As you can see on my wrist of 6 3/4 inches, the watch fits perfectly. Undone nailed it when they designed this watch. I'm extremely happy that they didn't opt to go for a large, oversized case design. This one feels perfect on my wrist. The crown at 3 o'clock isn't screw down, but it is nicely done. Obviously vintage inspired. It's of an onion style. The texture on the edge is also nicely done. The crown is signed with the Undone logo. Above and below the crown we find the chronograph pushers. They're of a piston or plunger style. They start, stop, and reset the chronograph function, of course. Now, pushing the pushers to operate the chronograph has a very satisfying mechanical click as you actuate them. They interface with the Seiko VK61 Mecha Quartz movement, and overall it does feel very much like what you would expect for a mechanical chronograph, despite the fact that this is a quartz movement. This is, in my opinion, the second home run on this watch, the use of the Seiko Mecha Quartz VK61 movement. It's no secret that I am a fan of quartz watches if you've watched any of my previous reviews, and I think this movement is excellent. A lot of people are going to complain, oh, it's a quartz movement, quartz watches aren't for me. First of all, very unlikely that you're going to find a high quality mechanical chronograph movement at this price point. And it is a great movement in its own right. Highly accurate, affordably priced, and giving the tactile sensation of a mechanical movement makes this a great choice in my opinion. The Mecha Quartz uses all of the levers, hammers, and wheels in the chronograph module that you would find in a mechanical watch, but it's built on top of and regulated by a reliable, accurate quartz oscillator. The dial, at least on the model that I chose, is very nice, but there is one small problem. First, we'll talk about the good. All of the printing is great, the branding is minimally applied to the bottom of the dial. It definitely gives you a vintage vibe, but it doesn't have an overdone, aged, or patinaed presentation. It basically looks like a new old watch, and I really like that. But the small problem that I have with the dial is the 60-minute chronograph totalizer. As you run the chronograph, the subdial at the 12 o'clock side of the watch face counts up to 60 minutes of elapsed time. The problem, at least for me, is that it's hard to read. My eyesight isn't getting any better as I get older, and the graduations on that subdial are very small. I can't easily tell how many minutes have passed. Another small complaint is the crystal. The domed crystal looks nice, don't get me wrong, but it's a K1, which is basically a hardened mineral crystal. Now, it's supposed to be more shadow resistant than a sapphire and more scratch resistant than a standard mineral, but if it were up to me, I'd prefer to just have a nice sapphire crystal with AR coating. I think that would be preferable. My final complaint with the watch is the strap, and not the strap directly, mind you. The strap itself is quite nice. It's a simple black leather strap, handmade and branded on the underside with the Undone logo. Overall, I think it's a good quality strap, and it features quick release spring bars. QR spring bars are great. They are very easy to use, and they make removing and changing straps an absolute breeze. I wish they were standard on all leather straps, honestly. My complaint here is that there is no bracelet option. And while I like this strap in terms of the quality, I don't usually wear watches on leather in general. I'm more of a bracelet guy. I much prefer to wear my watches on a bracelet, and I really do wish they offered a bracelet as an option in the order and checkout process. Other than those few nitpicks, I think it's a great watch. I think the price is right, I think the quality is there, and it's great that you can completely customize your watch before you order. The company and its CEO and founder Michael Young are also as impressive as the products they produce. Founded in 2014, Undone has taken the watch world by storm, and I fully expect to see their success continue to grow. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that presentation of the Undone Urban Vintage. Big thanks to Undone again for sending this watch over for review. I greatly appreciate it. If you guys enjoyed this review and you're thinking about picking up one of these watches, don't forget I do have a 10% discount code down in the description of this video, along with a link to the Undone website. Make sure you check that out. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a number of ways that you can do that, also found down in the description of this video. Number one, please follow me on my social media accounts, be it Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, whichever platform you prefer. Number two, if you'd like to help support me financially and what I'm doing here, you can go over to Patreon. You can sign up and make a small contribution on a monthly basis. A big thanks to the guys that have been over on Patreon supporting me all of this time. I really do appreciate it. Finally, if you'd like to help me out without spending any money of your own, simply by shopping on Amazon, you can do that too. If you like anything that I've reviewed and you want to purchase it on Amazon, or anything else for that matter, click on my Amazon affiliate link before you do your shopping, and I do get a small commission. Those commissions most certainly do add up, and a big thanks to the guy that have been using my Amazon affiliate links. I do appreciate it very much. Well, I guess that's going to wrap this up for today, and so until the next one, I'll go ahead and say bye now.